Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be using all JUVIA'S Place products. I'm going to try to stick with just JUVIA'S Place for today. We're going to be using JUVIA'S Place palettes, foundation, blush, bronzer, highlighter, lip gloss, everything JUVIA'S Place. I think the only thing that we're not going to be using JUVIA'S Place is setting powder. I know JUVIA'S Place does have a setting powder, but I do not have that product. I have pretty much everything else but their setting powders and a few of their highlights and some lip glosses. I'm super excited because I pretty much use JUVIA'S Place at least once in my videos, so that just goes to show how much JUVIA'S Place products I have. To start, we're actually going to be using the JUVIA'S Place Eye Prep Eye Primer. You guys know I love using my Louise base, but today we are going to be using the JUVIA'S Place primer. Oh, a little bit of oil came out there. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna shake that up. That actually happened when I first got the Louise product too, just a little bit, but it was not that liquidy. So we're just gonna tap that onto my base of my thumb. That happens pretty often with primers. Just needs to be shooken up a little bit. It's okay. I'm going to blend in my eyebrows because it's kind of getting on my nerves. So I'm just going to put that product into my skin a little bit more. It will definitely get covered up with foundation. Quite a difference. Take a very thin and flat precision brush. This is the difference. This one is more fluffy. As you can see, it's a lot more fluffy, as this one was more tapered. So with primers, you want to try to use a more tapered brush, something that you can pat, especially if you're using the Louise primer. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same for the JUVIA'S Place primer. I've used this before for my primers. It works okay, but I like the precision that this gives me. It allows me to have more control over where I put the product. So let's go ahead and show you guys this on camera. So a lot of product does come out pretty fast. I can already see the consistency is a little thin. You know, it's not that thin. It's not that thick either. It's kind of like medium. A lot came out. I didn't really squeeze it that much, but that's how much came out, plus a little bit on the brush. So let's just go into her. I can see already that this is pretty liquidy. I'm hoping that this stays. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go into, since there's so much product on the eye already, I'm actually gonna go into this fluffy brush, and this is just gonna allow me to blend it faster because it's a lot less control over where you put it. You can spread that out a little bit faster. And I'm gonna go back in just to kind of pat that on because I know my eyes, so I want to make sure I can build with this. And it's already kind of starting to oxidize. I knew it. If you have this trouble with any of your primers or anything with your eyes, like for the longest time, I struggled with like pigmentation in regards to my makeup because no primer would work. Like primers would not work. I look like a clown. The best thing that works for my eyes is really thick products because it's gonna really grab onto the eyeshadow. So I've gone through a lot of like eye primers that just didn't work for my eyes. So we're gonna go into the Wahala palette, and we're gonna go into the shade Lit, which is this pretty nudish pink mauve. Not even a mauve, it's like a nudish pink. And we're gonna actually build that up just to kind of get rid of that white. I hate white lines right underneath my eyebrows. I'm actually gonna zoom in for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit better now that I'm zoomed in. So I'm just pretty much going over where I put that white. We're going to go into the Afrique palette, and we're going to take this shade here, Cameron. This is a really pretty brown. I love this brown, but it oxidizes on my eye quite often when I use it. So we're just going to see what happens with it today. Please ignore my brushes. I have to get something to put over them because I don't want to get like a splinter or anything like that, but they're jacked up. They really are. It's because For the longest time, I used to just throw my brushes in the sink and let them soak to get the makeup off. Please don't do that because then you end up with brushes like this. It's gonna go into Cameron. Ooh, I'm so shocked. I'm honestly so shocked how that applied. Look at that. Browns don't usually do this on my eye. That makes me so happy. Usually what happens is that the browns kind of show up like that. That's all that happened. But for it to come out this bold, that has to be that base. I can tell you that right now. I have no clue where we're going with this, but I definitely know that I want this brown to be like a huge focal point of the look. So we're gonna take this brown here from the Zulu palette next, and we're just going to blend that into the brown that we used before. This brown has a little bit more red tone to it. Kind of give it like a smoky look. And we go back into the brown from the Afrique palette and go back over it, just so that there's no harsh lines. I'm trying to create looks for you guys. I have a lot of like looks planned. There's some looks that I don't have planned out, and I'm like planning to just sit down and just go with the flow, because I find that whenever I do that, my makeup actually comes out really, really pretty. That's what I've always done. I've always just sat down and just started doing makeup, and I feel like that's when the best looks happen, for me at least. Because when I try to copy somebody else, or if I try to like take influence for somebody else, it doesn't come out like the way I want it to come out. So I always just go with the flow where makeup takes me. So I'm gonna go into Kissy from the Afrique palette. I'm going to just drag her into that brown, kind of soften it up a little bit. And I'm just making this look really smoky by tapping in circular motions, because I want everything to be nice and blended. And I'm gonna go back into the Wahala. I'm actually gonna go back over with Lit, but this time I'm gonna take a taper brush and just drag her down. I'm gonna take this color here. These colors don't have names. And we're just gonna apply that right. I'm not gonna do a cut crease. We're just gonna apply her right into the center lid. Next, we're gonna go into the Wahala palette, and we're gonna go into this dark brown ASAP. And we're just gonna apply that right there to create kind of like a V. So I'm taking really bald or really circular brushes. Any other time I would probably use like an angle brush, or anything with an angle, just to create this, but again, I just want it to be smoky. So I'm just drawing an angled line up as I apply this brown, and I'm trying to get it to drag into the blue. We're gonna go back into the Afrique palette and go into that shade Cameroon again, and we're gonna apply that where it originally was again. It's giving smoky for sure. We're actually gonna go back into this base, and I'm just using the access that I have on the nozzle because I don't want that much product to come out. And we get a little bit closer so you guys can see. I'm just going to pretty much go in a little bit under where that blue is. So if you can see, there's blue here, and then there's the cut crease that I'm creating right underneath that blue. It's very, very liquidy. It's kind of hard to control the precision. But then it applies so much differently. And I mean, the browns, like the way the browns are blending on my eyes just goes to show that this stuff works. For sure, in regards to like eye priming. It looks very, very thin, and it feels very thin when you're putting it on, but it applies thick. So I don't know if it just dries down as you use it or what, but I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit there. Because we are gonna be working in our inner corner today. As you can see, the look is kind of coming together. You can actually kind of see where I'm going with it now, and so can I. I'm going to go into, I can't decide if I want to go into Venom or Hater. They're both beautiful colors. So we're just gonna go into Hater, and we're gonna apply that right there. Oh, she's pretty. We're actually gonna go into Lust, and we're gonna put Lust right on top of where we put that other blue. I don't know why, but I was just really wanting to use Lust today because I want this look to be bold. I'm just gonna blend that into Hater. And just put a little bit of yellow there. We're just gonna go over it. It's not enough to be noticeable. So we're gonna go in with Shakira, which is this white silver here, which is kind of like what we already had on our eye because of the primer, but we're just putting some stardust on top. So next we're gonna go into some eyeliner. Go into the JUVIA'S Place. I don't know what type of eyeliner this is. It doesn't have the label on it. It just says JUVIA'S. But obviously this is like a matte eyeliner. And this is in the shade Black, and we're just gonna go in with our brush as well. I love liquid eyeliner. I'm a liquid eyeliner type of girl. It actually looks like it's a little bit dried out. If you can hear the air behind me, I'm sorry, but it's hot in this house, so I got the air blowing, okay? So I'm just gonna take this JUVIA'S Place pomade. You know what? Unfortunately, my JUVIA'S Place eyeliner is a little bit dried out. We're gonna use the Velvet Matte Foundation. I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation by JUVIA'S Place. This is in the shade Savannah, and this is in the shade Casablanca. This is 450, so this is the darker shade, and this is 440, and this is the lighter shade. I think I'm going to swatch both on my face to see. I've used both, but right now my skin is a little bit lighter than usual, as you can see. I'm gonna just take some of this onto my hand. This is 450, so this is the darker shade. This one has, ooh, I guess we're using 440 first. This one has a little bit of olive undertones. So I'm just gonna swatch that. Okay, 440 is looking close. But I'm gonna try 450 on this side. And as you can see, it's a little bit too much of a red undertone. So it looks like we're gonna go with 440 today. So I went ahead and just primed my face. I'm just gonna put this all over my face. Product is super lightweight. It's not too heavy, not too tacky, and it is definitely giving full coverage. I hate that when I'm looking on camera, it always looks lighter when I look on camera than it looks in person. Like looking in my mirror, it does not look as light as it looks on camera, and I don't know if it looks, but I don't know if it looks lighter because my light or what. Foundation is looking good. For the life of me, I have not been able to find my other JUVIA'S Place concealers in the darker shade. Pretty much looked everywhere in my stash and I still cannot find it. So we are going to skip contouring, and we are just going to conceal today and bronze bronzing this look up, and my eyelash is coming off a little bit. This is in the shade 12. Actually need just a little bit lighter. It looks like I have nothing on because this concealer is literally like the shade of my skin. Honestly, we're just gonna keep going. We're not gonna use any more other products. We're just gonna keep it going. This concealer looks just like the foundation I just put on. We're gonna go in with Laura Mercier's setting powder today because we don't have a lighter concealer. So a trick to kind of combat not having that lighter concealer for my light undertone, we're gonna go with Laura Mercier, which is a lighter setting powder. I'm just gonna press her into the skin. Let's go ahead and go into the JUVIA'S Place. The Bronze Duo Bronzers is what they are called. And this is in the shade Tan. So I'm actually gonna take this bronzer, the lighter shade, and I'm just gonna set kind of like right underneath, because this bronzer, the lighter shade, is actually my skin tone. And then I'm gonna go into the darker shade. I'm using the angled reverse. So basically I'm taking the angle and dragging her up, and then I'm going to drag her down this way. Then that helps me to get it blended out. Just gonna add some bronzer to my forehead. Next, we're going to go into the Blush Duo Blushes. Okay, let's see what these shades are looking like. Ooh, pretty. I feel like I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with the top shade. I'm just gonna dust some of that off. Cheeks. I know blushes are like in right now, but I've never been like the super rosy cheeks type girl. I'm dipping my toe into blush literally with this motion and I don't know if it's my thing yet. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to do it, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna continue to try. And maybe like lashes. Like when I first started doing makeup, I was a no lash girl. I'm like, I don't want to wear lashes. I already have long lashes. It's gonna take my lashes off. What the heck was I thinking? I don't know. As you can see, I wouldn't know how to do my makeup if I didn't have lashes. And I'm gonna take a round brush. I don't really want that much precision down there because I want it to be smoky. So I'm just gonna take a round brush. I'm gonna go into Cameroon. I'm gonna apply it at both edges, making sure once I get to this edge I use a lot because I want it to be very smoky down there. Then we're going to take Lust, which was this shade here, and we're going to take that right in the middle. I would love to use some white eyeliner for this look, but it's not JUVIA'S Place, so we're just going to skip it. We use the Shakira, and we're just going to bring her back out some more because she kind of got lost in the sauce. Here we go. Now she's shining a little better. So now we're going to go into lips. The shade Muted from JUVIA'S Place. I'm not going to line my lips. I'm just going to apply her right in the center. I know what it's giving right now. Trust me. I know. This look just made me remember. Story time. Quick story time. I think either first or second, and I was at school, and one of my teachers, beautiful skin, black lady. I mean, she was beautiful, but she wore really dramatic makeup. She would always wear like bright blues like this on her face. She would always wear bright blues on her face, but it wasn't like, it was just bright. Like she would literally just take a blue and just plop it on her face. I mean, not on her face, but on her eyelids. And her cheeks were super chubby, and she would just put blush right on her cheeks. And I think that's why I don't like to use blush, because I feel like my cheeks are so chubby. So we're just gonna line our lips with a little dark pencil, which is fine. But I think that's what made me really like not into blush, because as a little girl, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at her makeup, you know, like it just was too much. Makeup is such a creative aspect of life and a creative way to express yourself that I realized that she was just expressing herself in her own way, you know, and she liked it, and that's all that matters, you know. We're gonna go ahead and just try the gloss. This is the bronze lip gloss in the shade Bronzed Sugar. Okay, really cute. Since Juvia's Place does not have any setting spray, we are going to be going in with the Milani Make It Last Matte Setting Spray. I am not quite done just yet. I want to add in like a few of my moles, and I feel like I just want to touch up some stuff. But this is the shirt that we're wearing today. I love it. It's super cute. Let me make sure I don't have a little slip up, you know. But this is a new shirt. I don't know if this is it's cute, right? Yeah, it's cute. Just show it a little bit, just a little bit. So let me tell you what this look is giving to me. This look to me is giving my mom. I very much so see my mom when I look in the mirror right now. Mom, if you're watching this, please let me know. Comment down below if you see yourself when you look at me right now. My mom, this used to be her vibe. She loved browns on her eyes. She didn't necessarily do blue, but I feel like this is the type of look that she would go for. And her hair was always this like dark black color. She would always put it behind her ear. Like, I think I get that from her too. I don't know, I just see my mom whenever I look in the mirror, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my mole. I can already see it right there. So just gonna blot her down. So this is the final look. I feel like, oh, highlighter, that's what I wanted to do. It is the Juvia's Place Tribe Highlighter Volume 3, and I just want to add a little bit of this on my nose. Something that's not really getting as I sneeze. Cat claws. I am goofy, guys. You guys will learn that I am a goofy goofer. This is the final look, guys. I actually really like it. Except that I feel like I drew that in too much. I just keep critiquing little stuff. I'm just gonna fluff that out. Oh, that looks so much better. I just keep critiquing little stuff at this point. So if you guys want to click off, you can. But I'm pretty much done. Yeah, this is the final look. I love it. It's giving really cute to me. I keep saying it's giving in like every one of my videos, and I need to stop. It's an obsession. It's giving obsession. That's what it's giving. Sis. I always get so extra when I put on makeup, and I'm like jazzed up, and I become a completely different person, I feel like. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this look, all by Juvia's Place. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.